Braca, a former legacy fighter and now fighting out of Iloilo Fight Club. Interesting last few matches for this gentleman. Won by a split decision against Emilio Orisha. Lost by a disqualification to Roman Alvarez for a illegal soccer kick. And then lost by a knockout to Mark War Abelardo in PXC 46.
Yeah, he's had highs and lows, and I'm going to tell you right now that this camp wasn't any better for him. He actually came into the friggin' weigh-ins at 140 pounds. So right off the bat, you know, he loses a huge percent of his purse. And, you know, we don't know what happened. We don't know what the reasons are. But, you know, in the fight game, you got to be on your A game no matter what. We already had one canceled bout tonight. We'll talk about it a bit later. So I'm glad that they're still fighting. But, yeah, he's had a hard road, man. We know he's strong, though. When we have seen him fight, we know he can fight. So we'll see what he does tonight.
With a fight record of 5-2, 5 feet 7 inches, also 135 pounds. Please welcome Stephen Loman.
Stephen Loman lost by a knockout to T-Rex Delara, and that broke his 4-fight winning streak. But this Laban MMA product has shown that he can dominate fights when he establishes control.
He weighed in 134 pounds at the weigh-ins, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's got to be hungrier than he's ever been in his career. You know, that loss to Delara was, like we said, I don't think anybody saw it coming. Even Rex said, I'm not a knockout artist, and it just happened. So, you know, he's got to be hungry. He has 3 KOs of himself, and he's got submission game. So I'm excited to see Stephen Loman. I think he could step up and become a very, very big prospect for PXC coming into the later part of the year. If he keeps on the winning streak, if he gets into the winning streak now, winning column, he's definitely going to keep on climbing. He's got tools. He's got the guys pushing behind him, and he's a hard worker.
You know, my assessment of Stephen Loman is that he's faced the opponents that he could always handle their power. And then when he suddenly faced a fighter like Rex Delara, he finally found out what it's like when you don't put your hands up and defend yourself at all times.
Yeah, like we talked about. We got a young guy right here with Stephen Loman, 20 years old, going up against Braca, who's 26. Their height's pretty much the same, separate by an inch. You know, Loman, you know, he's a strong fighter with the Lokai team, so he's got a lot to offer. And like you said, he tasted what it was like to be knocked out, so he's got to come out here really hungry now. And as you look over to my right, I do see the flyweight champion, Janelle Lausa, who's over there with his guys. We'll have to try to say hi to him later.
And this is going to be an explosive battle between Lakay Stephen Loman and Iloilo Fight Club's Ernie Braca.
You know the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Listen to my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Back to your corner. Ready.
And here we go. Round number 1 brought to you by Yamaha SC. Yamaha revs your heart. 2 powerful bantamweight warriors.
Oh, yeah. Braca can throw, we know that, and Stephen can throw, we know that. So we haven't seen a knockout yet tonight. This could definitely be the knockout that starts our evening off with the knockouts.
Loman in the Team Lakay red, Braca in the white with black trim.
Braca's a very interesting fighter, James. With his stance, is not the typical Filipino boxer type background. He's not the typical brawler when it comes to fighting, but he has heavy hands. The way he holds himself, you could tell that he is an old, you know, like you said earlier, a legacy member with that fight mentality.
Ooh, strong inside leg kick.
Solid. He's going right leg, left leg. I love that step-in kick, what he does with his left leg after he goes to with the inner thigh with his right leg.
Oh, Loman gets him back, though. It's a kicking battle early in round number 1.
You remember when we saw Loman a couple fights back where his leg kicks were actually pretty devastating also? He had a couple, he was chopping down the tree also. So
I remember his bout against Jomar Manlangit.
Oh, there you go, yeah. That's a great example. We know he could kick.
But this time, Loman is facing off against a taller opponent here in round number 1. Ooh, kick got checked. Oh, excellent.
Down, nice.
Excellent move there by Ernie Braca. Almost
Loman
taking him down.
Puts him right up on the fence there. He's pulling as he goes down.
Loman. Trademark Team Lakay.
Oh, yeah.
Take down in the ground and pound.
Yeah, back to the talking about the boxing of these guys. You know, I'd really like to see it in our, maybe a couple of our next shows, James, if we can finally get some stats for these guys for their reach. Because right now, I would say that Braca probably has a 3 to 4 inch reach advantage over Loman. That's one of the stats that we don't usually take. But it's kind of interesting. Sometimes we see these tall guys with a shorter reach advantage, and then sometimes these short guys with a longer reach advantage. Right now, though, it doesn't really matter. When you're on the ground, you have no advantage whatsoever unless you're ready to go. And this fight coming from that last fight that he had that was pretty hard on him also. But this is Braca's actually hits his 5th PXC, so you know I would consider, you know, in the PXC for a Filipino, you'd consider him a veteran in the PXC after 5 fights. Well, this is his 5th fight.
Oh, but Loman raining down the pain.
And win or lose, you're always learning. So these guys, you know, they take away from, let's say you win and you learn. You don't win and lose, you win and you learn. So these guys are always taken away from what they see and what they experience. Wow, as Loman comes with a right hammer fist, taking the back of Ernie Braca as Ernie tries to go back up his feet. Straight back down. And it's in.
Be dangerous for Loman. Braca now.
Might be
flattened
saved
out.
by the bell.
Survival mode for Ernie Braca.
It wasn't under the chin. Wow. Another exciting first round there.
Round number 2 about to start. And what a show for Stephen Loman as he returns to the territory. Expectations for the 2nd round.
I want to see Ernie Braca, and I'm believing that he's probably going to come out, go straight to leg kicks, and try to stay off the ground this round.
Round number 2 is brought to you by Yamaha SC. Yamaha revs your heart. And Loman with the right strategy, taking the taller fighter to the ground.
Wow, like I said, there's some kicks for Braca. Braca's hungry. He does not want to end up on the ground again because that really takes away from his game. He loves to stand and brawl. He's a heavy hitter. He loves to kick. Last thing he wants to do is get caught on his back.
Ooh, Superman punch. Missed and gets taken down.
There was a Team Lakay takedown. That was a signature takedown right there from Team Lakay. Wow. As Braca's holding on to the neck of Stephen Loman, but it's not in any kind of danger. You look at those pointy elbows from Ernie Braca. He hasn't been able to connect with him this fight yet. Very pointy elbows.
In fact, it's been Loman who's been connecting with the elbows.
This is the maturity level of fighters after they've had so many fights. They start to learn the ins and outs of what the fight game really is. Knowing that, you know, yeah, you might get that lucky punch, that one punch every once in a while, but it's what happens after that that actually matters. And these guys are learning, you know, we're still in the baby stages in Philippine MMA. And masasabi ko lang talaga is we're going to step up. We're going to get to that next level. One of the things we talked about as we watch this action here is that in the press con, we talked about how Philippine MMA is evolving into something better, and we can definitely, you know, just as Manny Pacquiao climbed the ranks, our Filipino fighters can definitely step out and make a name for Philippine MMA around the world.
Loman now in side control. Braca's been trying to slide out of it.
He's staying active, though. He's getting little elbows in. He's holding him close, making his breathing hard. He's making him work. He's not just giving up, giving it in, give it up. He's working off his back. But the reluctancy of, man, he's just relentless and pushing there.
Braca now trying to twist his way out of it, but blocked again. Oh, full mount by Loman. Dangerous position. Loman, hammer fist.
That's the best we've actually seen from Braca with that long arms. Did you see that? He didn't use his legs to get out of that. He used his arms. But Loman is still just pounding away, inch by inch, destroying what Braca has to offer.
And Stephen Loman taking him down and beating him up in that previous round. Round number 3 about to start, and Uriah, we've seen some beautiful wrestling from Stephen Loman against Ernie Braca.
Definitely, that's the best wrestling we've seen from Stephen Loman. And those takedowns, you know, ceased to come. He got out of the way of that Superman punch, locked it up, and took him down. You got to always be thinking what the next step is. You can't just take it one step at a time.
Round number 3 brought to you by Yamaha SZ. Yamaha revs your heart. A deep breath from Stephen Loman. A focused look on the face of Ernie Braca. Round number 3, here we go.
You know, as exciting as this card is,
Ooh.
they both.
Good straight there.
Ooh.
Braca now connecting in round number 3, and he opens up a crimson mask on the face of Stephen Loman.
He finally connected. I told you, Braca needs that stand-up game. That's what he does. And he finally connected and busted up the face, opened up a cut as Stephen Loman goes for a takedown.
Better defense this time by Braca.
Yeah, and he actually turns it and puts Stephen Loman on the fence. But we need to see Braca open up with some elbows here. Get out of this clinch. There we go, break it, and exit with an elbow.
Well, this is going to be dangerous for Loman because that stings the eyes.
Oh, and if it starts going in your mouth, James, you swallow your blood, it just automatically disgusts you right away. It's just something about blood, just in your system. It really messes with your brain. It messes with your lungs, the way you breathe.
Braca now getting some second wind after opening that cut on the forehead of Loman.
Wow, it's in the center of his head. I can't wait to see the replay to see what actually, we saw it connect. But, I mean, that
Snap
really,
the head back of Stephen Loman.
Yeah.
That has to be a bullseye now for Ernie Braca.
Oh, he saw blood, man. Just like a bull seeing red, he's going to go after it.
Loman with a shoot. Trying to go for a double leg, but Braca this time adjusting accordingly. Oh, I spoke too soon. He gets taken down.
And this might be the beginning of the end here for Ernie Braca, as he had such a nice, promising third start of a round. If he can't work off his back, or if he can't get back up, we know that Stephen Loman is just going to continue to dominate here in this position as he's pounding away with his arms, with his shoulders, his elbows.
Under 3 minutes remaining in round number 3. Couldn't pass guard there.
Really thought we were going to see a knockout in this fight with these two guys that are known to knock people out.
Under a minute remaining in round number 3.
They haven't slowed down. And right now, we're looking at a sure win for Team Lakai's Stephen Loman, as he just kept on taking down and kept on pounding away.
He spent considerable time in dominant position and has been the aggressor for majority of this fight. 30 seconds remaining in round number 3. Make or break time for Ernie Braca.
Man, as I begin to look around, James, we got a pretty packed house, full house with every color in the world could possibly be here. We got it. Red, yellow, black, and white. We are all precious in His sight. That's a great song, man. These guys are going to war, though. Ooh.
Oh, he thought he knocked him out.
No, he thought
Loman
it was
celebrated
the end.
too early.
He thought it was the end of the match there, that 10-second bell.
And both fighters bloodied but unbowed. But what a show from Ernie Braca. Breathing heavily this time. And on the other side, Stephen Loman, who grounded him and pounded him until he could fight no more.
With all 3 judges scoring the bout 30-27 for our winner, Stephen Loman.